If you need cheap and reliable coins, head on over to my sponsor, AOEA.com, and use my code VIC for 3% off. Back with another Madden 21 video. In today's episode, we're going to be rebuilding the Philadelphia Eagles with the new addition of Devonte Smith. Now, I'm not going to lie, that trading within the division thing in the draft was a little bit weird. So for those of you guys saying, oh, you trade within the division, within your trades, in your realistic rebuild, yeah, it happens in real life too, guys. Believe it or not, so surprising. Anyways, I do think it was a needed pick, though I don't know if Devonte Smith is going to be the best player. I do think Jamar Chase and Jalen Waddle are better in my opinion, and Rashad Bateman, but that's kind of a little bit biased. So this is the overlook of the team. Obviously, we have Jalen Hurts here. I don't know what I'll do with him quite yet. This O-line is absolutely amazing when it's healthy. And tight ends, Zach Ertz, I'll probably cut once his cap penalty goes down. Devonte Smith, I only gave him star dev. He's a 79 overall. I didn't give him that. I didn't give him the 79 overall. If you guys didn't already know, the rookies, whenever you download the draft class or the roster or anything like that, rookies do not get a development, so you have to give it them yourself because EA won't allow you to do that. So defensively, on the defensive line, looking great. Linebackers need some improvements. I would say safeties need some improvements as well. Maybe Jalen Reagor can play in the slot and get a dev up, but Jason Kelce is here, and of course I at least want one superstar player with a threat detector just in case I hop into the game. So anyways, guys, apart from that, it is time to move into the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason, coming off a win to the Dallas Cowgirls, and looking into the division, we are bottom of the division, 3-5. Dallas Cowgirls on top, and looking into the re-signings here. Anthony Harris, yeah, I don't know how I feel. Maybe I want to see how he regresses by the end of the season. Regression already starts at 28. I don't know. I doubt he'll be an 80 by the end of this rebuild. Everyone else here just don't have an interest. I didn't even know Joe Flacco played for the Eagles. After the Jets, I kind of forgot about him. So let's get to the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs, coming off a win to the Washington Redskins, not calling them the football team. Stupidest name you could have given them. Anyways, guys, we are second in the division, finishing at 7-9. Great comeback to the season. Jalen Hurts actually did surprisingly well, 27th best offense and best defense. Okay, so defense does not win championships. Jalen Hurts, 4,000 yards, 37 TDs, 15 interceptions. Miles Sanders, only 3 TDs, 806 yards. Yikes. Devonte Smith, 1,400 yards and 14 TDs. All right, then. It's confirmed. Use the Tennessee Titans playbook if you want those numbers. Eric Wilson, 103 tackles. Tackles for a loss is 18 for Brandon Graham, and 18 for Derek Barnett, and 14 for Fletcher Cox. We got all the tackles for a loss. Sacks on team hopefully can be the same. Nope, 10.5 for Brandon Graham. He had a great season. Interceptions, 4 for LeBlanc, if that's how you say it. I don't know that guy. Safeties on the team is 0, and defensive touchdowns on the team is going to be 0. So it was 0 for LeBlanc. No, that's not the right stat. I don't know what I'm thinking. I'm still thinking LeBlanc had a defensive touchdown when he didn't. So let's get to the offseason. Here we are in the offseason as it looks like the Ravens beat the Atlanta Falcons. Actually, I should click in here to actually see that. And yes, they did. Lamar Jackson wins Super Bowl MVP. And looking into Eagles, Jalen Hurts wins Rookie of the Year. Obviously, that's not correct because, rookies got mixed into this. I can't change that. EA won't update the roster, so you kind of have to salvage what you can. Cameron Wake retires on the Washington Redskins, and looking into the re-signings, Anthony Harris goes from an 82 to an 81. I don't know about him. Eric Wilson, though, 78, now has star dev. He had 103 tackles, kind of surprised by that. I'm not going to give him that contract. He wants $8 million a year to be a 78 overall. I know he has star dev. I know he's 26 years old. I'm not paying you $8 million a year to be a 78 overall. Yeah, no thanks. And offensively, looking into it, Jalen Hurts, won Rookie of the Year technically, had a great season, goes up to a 77 star dev. Devonte Smith now has superstar because I definitely put star on him at the start. And now grab and go and route technician, I'm going to give as his superstar abilities as always. And defensively, looking into it, looks like both of our linebackers have star dev upgrades. And looking into Brandon Graham as well, I don't know why I stuttered over that. Brandon Graham has regressed, but he gets superstar dev. I think, again, that's another stupid feature in Madden. A player goes up in dev, but down in overall. That makes absolutely no sense, and that needs to be fixed. So let's get to free agency. Here we are after free agency, and I didn't really have that much money, and I didn't really have a lot of interest, so I'm picking up a temporary strong safety in Kareem Jackson, so let's move into the draft. Here we're in the draft, picking up an outside linebacker to replace Eric Wilson. Already a 75 overall, normal dev, 22 years old, and he's not asking for big money. So here we are after the draft. This is what the team looks like. We didn't really get a haul on offense because honestly, our offense is great. It's really young on the backfield, basically, I would say, and the receivers. And looking into the backfield, just all along this back line is like mainly rookies, all rookies for linebackers and free safety. Hopefully they can develop. So it's time to move into the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark, coming off a loss to the Minnesota Vikings as we are 4-4. Okay, we're improving. Third in the division this time. This is apparently a highly contested division in simulation. In real life, no, it's not highly contested. It's who can go 7-9 the quickest. That's basically what the NFC East is. Jason Kelce, 91 overall superstar dev. Of course, I want him back as he resigns. Dallas Goedert, I want him back. I should cut Zach Ertz now. I think his dead cap penalty shouldn't be that bad anymore. Dallas Goedert resigns. Brandon Graham, I'd like to see how he regresses. Avonte Maddox, 81 overall star dev, 25 years old. Yeah, love to have that back on the team, and he's super cheap. And Brandon Graham, a 1-year deal I think I'd be okay with because he's really tearing it up, but again, I'll just wait on him. And Derek Barnett, 79 overall star dev. That's a little, that's not really that hefty for a defensive end. I was about to say that's hefty for a 79 overall, but defensive end is really a premium position, so I'll be willing to pay that. Landon Dickerson should not even be here. I don't know why he's on there, but Jordan Mailata, is that, if that's how you say it, 75 overall star dev, super young. Of course, I want him back. That's actually a really cheap contract for a left tackle. And everyone else here, trying to think, I don't really want them. So it's time to move into the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs, coming off a win to the Las Vegas Raiders. We are 8-8 here to face the Dallas Cowboys, who are 11-5. We are second in the division behind the Cowboys. And Jalen Hurts had another good season, down in touchdowns, but up in yards. 14th offense and 14th defense. 4,200 yards, 33 TDs, 11 interceptions. Miles Sanders is kind of the same as last season. Devonta Smith had a down year from last season, but still a great season. 1,100 yards, 12 TDs. Great season overall, really. Vontae Maddox, 104 tackles for a loss. 17 for Brandon Graham and Fletcher Cox. 8.5 sacks for Fletcher Cox. 3 interceptions for Darius Slade Jr. And safeties on the team is 0, and defensive touchdowns on the team is 0. So anyways, guys, other than that, I wish our defense could be number 1 again, but I guess that's what you get for losing a bunch of players. I mean, I guess they were kind of the same overall, so I don't really understand that too much. I guess other teams like improved past us. So we beat the Cowboys in simulation. That doesn't make a lot of sense, as they were 11-5 and we were 8-8. Now we're going to lose in the divisional because that's how it always works. We always lose in the division. Never mind. Okay. So we beat the Rams, who were 9-7, beat the 11-5 Cowboys. Now we're here to face the Saints. We'll beat the Saints because the Saints always never make the Super Bowl. Here we are in the Super Bowl, here to face these Saints, as it is 35-24 now, as the score randomly went up 38-31. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of scoring really quickly in the fourth quarter. Anyways, we're moving on to the Super Bowl. So we were on the Super Bowl once again, but we are here to face the Titans instead of the Patriots this time. And Titans are 11-5, and let's look into the team. 91 overall offense, mainly because of the offensive line. And looking at Devonte Smith as superstar X Factor within 2 seasons. 95 with morale, 93 without it. Double me, insane. Okay, that's, I mean, I think every receiver that I have had so far and every one of these rebuilds has kind of turned out like this, because the Tennessee Titans playbook is amazing for wide receivers, but not amazing for running backs, as you can see. And my outside linebacker also got star dev, just to let you guys know that. So anyways, guys, it is time to move into the Super Bowl. So here we are on the Super Bowl here, as we are 17-17, and I would like to play this moment by moment since we're in the fourth quarter, because it is a tight game, and I would like to hop in just to secure it if I could. And looking into it, well, I need to. 20-17. They're going to go for their final drive, and we apparently immediately got the ball back, as we're going to win 20-17 against the Tennessee Titans in a very low-scoring game. But in the second season, we've already had a successful rebuild with Devonte Smith. That is awesome to see. So anyways, guys, let's get to the MVP. Your Super Bowl MVP is Jalen Hurts, 261 yards, 1 TD, 0 interceptions, and 59.3% completion rate. Not really amazing stats, but it was also a low-scoring game, so you can't really complain about it. So it's time to move into the offseason. Here we are in the offseason, as obviously we won the Super Bowl, and looking into the awards, I don't see any awards for any of us. Justin Fields apparently wins league MVP. I'm telling you guys, Justin Fields is so good in simulation. I don't know why. In this new, not the new update, in these rosters, every roster I've downloaded, Justin Fields has just been a savage. So Jason Kelce retires, which is actually a real big pain, because now I have to deal with that instead of just giving him his contract. I don't want Brandon Graham back because he wants like $12 million a year to be an 81 overall. He does put up numbers, but I don't know how long he will be able to do that for, and I don't want to give him a big contract. So let's move into free agency. Here we are after free agency as we are picking up Fred Warner, a needed middle linebacker, desperately Michael Gallup as a secondary receiver, Emmanuel Ogbah, and Matt Paradis. Emmanuel Ogbah replaces Brandon Graham, obviously. So let's move into the draft. Here we are in the draft picking up a free safety, Ezekiel Streets, 75 overall, normal development, solid piece, better than what we have now. So this is the team after the draft, and obviously we do have a new center here, so I guess offense has slightly gone down, but it has also gone up with Michael Gallup, and defensively, defense has gone up just because we have Fred Warner here, and safeties are still a problem. I still need to fix that. And yeah, everyone else here is pretty solid. Again, defense is still a little rough, so it's time to move into the midseason. Here we are at the midseason mark, coming off a loss to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as we are 3-5 at the midseason mark. Bottom of the division, okay. That's just EA simulation for you. Fletcher Cox, of course, I want him back. I don't care how old he is. 95, superstar X Factor. He will even last like 4 more years if he doesn't retire. So here are signs of the team. Miles Sanders, even though he kind of sucked, he's a solid back. I'm in a passing playbook, so I don't really expect him to pop off unless he was like an X Factor. Javon Hargrave, I don't know how I feel about him yet. I want to see how he regresses. And Matthew Ioannidis is usually always in free agency or a good defensive tackle. So let's just move to the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs, coming off a win to the Rams, and apparently we did not make the playoffs, finishing 7-9, second in the division. Jalen Hurts had a great season. Is that MVP? I don't think it is quite. Almost there. 6 in the race for MVP. Wow, everyone else must have had a great season because he did really, really good. 10th best offense in the league and 16th best defense in the league. And looking into Jalen Hurts, 4,500 yards, 38 TDs, 16 interceptions is too much. And Miles Sanders' yards keep going down. Our secondary back has 10 TDs while he has 8. Jalen Reagor, 1,300 yards, 13 TDs. Dallas Goedert, 11 TDs, almost 1,000 yards. And Devonta Smith had a major down season, only 1 touchdown. Nice of you to show up, Jalen Reagor. Fred Warner with the most tackles on the team. Tackles for a loss is 16 for Fletcher Cox. Sacks on the team is 8 for Fletcher Cox. I need to get more pressure with that D-line. 3 interceptions for Darius Slay. Safeties on the team is going to be 0, and defensive touchdowns on the team is going to be 1 for Darius Slay and 1 for Ezekiel Streets, the rookie free safety that we drafted last year. So anyways, guys, apart from that, I'd say it's time to move into the offseason. Here we are in the offseason as the New England Patriots beat the Carolina Panthers 24-21. Patrick Mahomes wins MVP, and it looks like the Eagles had apparently a defensive player of the year, defensive rookie of the year in Ezekiel Streets, if I'm not mistaken. Looking into the NFC East retirements, we have 2 people, Matt Paradis and Brandon Brooks, gone for the final season. That's big on our O-line as well. That really sucks. Now we're going to have to replace both of them again. And looking into the re-signings here, Javon Hargrave has gone down 1 overall, so I don't really have an interest in him anymore. So it's time to look into the team to see what we have. Defensively is only an 84. Okay. Offensively, Jalen Hurts, superstar dev, but he's only an 84 overall. I don't think that would happen in real life, other than punt returners like Jamal Agnew and Deontay Harris are both like 70 overall with superstar. Jalen Reagor now has star dev. Nice of him to show up in like one of the last seasons. And offensive line needs to be addressed in free agency. And defensively, it looks like Ezekiel Streets now has star dev from getting that pick 6, I believe, that defensive touchdown and winning defensive rookie of the year. So it's time to move into free agency. Here we are after free agency, and like I said before, Matthew Ioannidis is usually always there, so I did pick him up. We also got Jonathan Jones, Nate Davis as a right guard, Mitch Morse as a center, and Brett Kern. So we have regressed just because our players are retiring, so let's just move to the draft. So in the draft, this is my first trade of the entire rebuild. Don't get mad about it. I'm trading away a first, a second, and a fifth for Budda Baker. They already have Isaiah Simmons, who is just rotting as a second string. So that was my only trade in this entire rebuild, my only one, and I swear someone in the comments is going to deem it unrealistic because of this one trade. I needed him, and Isaiah Simmons was a second string on the Cardinals, just rotting away on the bench because the Cardinals refused to move him, even though he should be at another position, even though you already have Budda Baker, but they don't. So let's just get to the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark, coming off a loss to the Jets as we are 6-2. That is what I'm talking about. Top of the division above the New York Giants. And looking into the re-signings, we don't need to re-sign anybody just because like every year in the final year we don't need to. So other than that, guys, I would say that it's time to move into the playoffs. here we are in the playoffs coming off a loss to the Buffalo Bills, as we actually have a first round bye apparently. And looking into our record, we are 12-4, top of the division, above the 10-6 Giants. Jalen Hurts had another great season. I would like touchdowns to be a little bit more up, but I can't really complain too much. Third best offense, best defense in the NFL. That's what I'm talking about. And 4,800 yards, 34 TDs, only 2 interceptions is great. Holy crap. Miles Sanders, 10 TDs, almost 1,000 yards. Jalen Hurts, 10 rushing touchdowns. Okay, pop off. 44 touchdowns in total for Jalen Hurts. 15 TDs, 1,700 yards for Devonte Smith. Okay, insane. 100 tackles for Fred Warner, 14 tackles for a loss for Matthew Ioannidis. Sacks is 11.5 for Fletcher Cox. Interceptions is going to be 3 for Ezekiel Streets. He's doing really good, actually. And I don't mean to go to blocks, I meant to go to safeties. Safeties is 1 for Emmanuel Ogbah, and defensive touchdowns is going to be 0. So anyways, guys, I'm really happy with the way this team turned out. I'm going to simulate basically all the way to the Super Bowl because we've already won the Super Bowl, so I don't need to hop into simulation or anything like that. So I always do that, but simulation will probably screw us. 10-6 New York Giants division rivals. We have a first round bye. Let's see if we can beat them. 12-4 against 10-6. Best defense in the league, third best offense. And okay, yeah, that's just how EA simulation works. I mean, I'm not mad because we already won the Super Bowl. If that was the final season, I would have been heated. But my guy, like, that needs to be fixed. Third best offense, best defense in the league, 12-4 first round bye, just to lose to our division rival who's 10-6, who's not nearly as good. 89 defense, 92 offense. This was a successful rebuild. We got Devonte Smith to, I believe, a 99 overall superstar X Factor with 1 morale, so a 98 overall superstar X Factor. Was an absolute beast on this team. I had a lot of fun with this as well, so comment down below which team you would like me to do next. Another successful rebuild. Really happy with the way this team turned out. Only made 1 trade, so you guys can just keep quiet about that. And other than that, I'll see you guys all in the next one.